pride, achievement, excellence. These are the hallmarks of the Westlake City Schools. Our students and staff work hard. There are many successes, but most people don't know the uphill battle we face every day. Our school buildings are working against us. They are outdated, overcrowded, and costing more than the district can afford to repair. Our mission to educate for excellence is in jeopardy. Perhaps the biggest area of concern is that our students' classrooms are overcrowded. This is the result of a constant increasing enrollment over the years and an outdated layout. Since 2002, Westlake schools enrolled 300 students beyond the building's capacity.
Some of the greatest concerns at Westlake High School have to do with the overcrowding. We try to stress that kids get from place to place on time, but if you spend any time here, you see how crowded the narrow hallways are as our student population continues to grow. I know that a study done in 2002 said that we could adequately handle about 1,240 students. I know this school year we are pushing 1,400, and you can see how that crowding may play out in the hallways and in the classrooms.
To compensate for lack of space, areas that were never intended for education are being used as classrooms. Cafeterias are partitioned. Libraries and computer labs are closed for a portion of the day to provide more space. Some tutoring takes place in hallways.
I do some informal reading assessments with the kids, first graders and second graders in the hall, and sometimes it's a little bit noisy, but kids try real hard to pay attention to the assessments, and I try to get the best. I sit real close so I can hear them, but sometimes it does get a little too noisy. I have to send them back and try to come back another time.
At first glance, Holly Lane's cafetorium seems to be an efficient use of space and resources. It serves the triple role of cafeteria, performance stage, and music classroom. But take a look at our neighbors in Fairview Park. Their cafetorium is dedicated to meals and performances only. They also have spacious, well-designed rooms dedicated to the teaching and practice of music.
Music on the stage here, and there's no room for storage. During lunch, the kids have to eat out here in the cafeteria, so I can't teach music during lunch. So during that time, I have to go to another classroom to teach music. So I have to lift up all these instruments, put them on a cart, lift the cart down the steps, wheel it to another room, and we do the best we can. There's gaps in between each one where we can actually see the dodgeballs hitting the doors. Sometimes they hit so hard that they knock instruments over.
We have a music class that's actually just on the other side of the partition there on the stage. That creates a pretty big problem anytime we're doing activities here in the gym. I know we're really loud for her, and she's also can be pretty loud for us at times.
In addition to my equipment that is stored in here, as you can see in the corner, we also have some tables and stuff that the custodians have stored in here because they're running out of space as well. This space is also my lockdown area, so if we have an emergency lockdown, I'm responsible for fitting an entire class in here in addition to the custodians.
This is my custodial storage area. It's really meant to be a storage area for the cafeteria and the kitchen, but we had to convert it to custodial storage since our other storage areas are now being used for classrooms.
And it's not just storage space being used for classrooms. Some former bathrooms are classrooms as well. We also store things in locker rooms, shower rooms, backstage areas of the cafeteria, and even wiring closets, the backbone of our network. Comparable schools in nearby districts have classrooms with plenty of room for equipment and other learning tools. In our classrooms, space is at a premium, and it often infringes on learning areas. Other schools have wide, spacious hallways free of clutter. Because of our storage problems, our hallways are frequently overloaded with materials, difficult to navigate, and sometimes used for makeshift classrooms. The district's mechanical systems are another source of concern. Antiquated equipment doesn't operate efficiently. In most buildings, for instance, heating and cooling systems are so old that the temperature is very difficult to control.
This is the fresh air vents are coming in. This air right here is probably not, like 50 degrees outside, it might be 50 degrees blown in. This is what the teachers complain about and why they keep their jackets at their desk and everything, is that the room is just cold all the time.
Our plumbing system has become corroded over time. The money we spend towards repairing these problems and the damage they cause would be better spent on new pipes.
These buckets are not for students to play basketball. They're here to catch rain that drips from the roof. Last month we had to have this carpeting removed because it was full of mold and the stench was over most of the building. So now we have an area where we can't use 6 computers. In fact, one computer is lost because of water damage. And we have the buckets here because every time it rains, we get leaks.
Like your home, or any structure here in Ohio, our buildings are subject to the ravages of weather and time.
Unfortunately, a few simple repairs won't solve the problem. The problem has gone on to a point where the structures that support the roof, for example, have become deteriorated. The roofing materials adjacent to where they leak have become so deteriorated to the point that you can't patch onto that. The doors have gotten to the point where just simply repairing them is not an option. The frames have shifted. The sills that are under the doors have deteriorated. The concrete that the sills are fastened to have deteriorated. Simple repairs are not an option at this point.
When these visitors come in, what they're looking at is the artwork and the little faces of the kids and all of that stuff, which is wonderful, and that's where the focus should be. But the truth is that everybody thinks that the schools are in such great condition because what they're focusing on are the kids and the decorations, and what they're missing is the tiles and the watermarks and the damage around the foundations of the schools and the buckets in the hallway that catch water at various schools. And they don't see that because that's not the area they're concentrating on.
Westlake prides itself on providing the best education available to our children, but the challenges in our buildings are hurting even the best teachers' abilities to teach and our students' ability to learn. The state of our facilities limit the kinds of technology and lab areas our students need to compete in the global market. As president of the school board and the mother of 2 children who attend the public schools, I take my job of protecting public education very seriously. Providing adequate facilities is a part of that responsibility.
On the surface, this video seems to be about the present state of our facilities. What it's really about is protecting your investment in our community and allowing us to continue to deliver on the challenge you've entrusted to us of preparing our young people for the future.